Hello and welcome. Well, I've had several requests for a shop tour. And to be honest with you, I've considered it before, but I've always felt like, well, I'm not organized enough, or it's a mess, or things are not exactly like I'd like to have them, and things halfway done. But I've come to realize it'll never be 100% done. But I've been working hard for the last 2 weeks, I guess. Made a couple of videos on organization, made one on this countertop right here, or workbench top. But I think it's probably to the point where I feel comfortable presenting it. So let's have a shop tour. There's my metal lathe, back door, milling machine, square column drill press, unrestored South Bend lathe, and kind of a mess underneath it. That's a horizontal boring machine, my compressor, a 15-inch planer, storage, joiner, dust collector, storage, my workbench, and what you see below here is my table saw. Here's my toolbox, my power hacksaw, did a video on that. And over here we got belt sander, grinder rather, which I need to do a video on that. I did one on that little cutoff saw there. I've used the heck out of that thing. Up here we got a lumber storage. I did a video on that also. It's got it's hanging from the joist, floor joist. It's a very, very convenient way of creating a lumber storage. It's kind of a mess right now. Here's my bandsaw, hooked into the dust collection. Here's my metal lathe made like a wood lathe. Made a video on that. Here's a video, hasn't been posted yet. By the time you see this, it'll be posted though. This is a dual purpose grinder station. It's got a buffer wire brush. You could make it a grinder, wire brush, whatever. Here, I'll give you a little preview. It flips over. And now I got a buffer on top instead of a wire brush. That's made with my old drill press stand. I put a light on the top. Clamp rack, which I did a video on. There's my belt and disc sander for woodworking. A little bit of storage, drum sander. Here's something I'm kind of proud of. Never did a video on it. That's my router table. It's a router table on steroids. It's got a linear slide, flips up like that. If you want to route the end of a piece of wood. I need to figure out a way to move the fence parallel to the slide. One of my future projects. It's got a chain drive to a lift mechanism. I've got it geared so that one turn is 1/16 of an inch. Pretty convenient. Of course, it goes into the dust collection. Right here on my support post, I got my router bits just hanging from the post. And back around to the metal lathe. That's my Logan 820. And this is part of the mess that that doesn't look too bad, but look at the top of my hot water heater. That's definitely a mess. There's room for some organization there. That's a future project. Might do a video on it, I don't know. Here's my RF30 mill. It's not the best mill, but it does what I need it to do. Square column drill press. I did a video on that. If you haven't seen it, be sure and check it out. This is probably the most useful tool in my shop. I put a, it looks kind of rinky-dink or crude or whatever. It's got a drill motor drive. To raise and lower the table. And it's got an XY table. I did a video on both the XY table and the square column drill press. This is probably the most well-used tool in my shop. Square column drill press. Be sure and check it out. And over here, that's a future project. It's about a 1930 model, 11-inch South Bend lathe. And I got a big sack full of electric motors there for $100. I've restored them all. Well, not all of them. There's 2 in there that I haven't, or 3 of them that I haven't done much with. There's a roll mill I made. It's not very capable, but it's pretty handy. This right here, if you're a woodworker, this is something really neat. It's a horizontal boring machine. It's got a foot pedal. Push that down. And the motor slides with a mandrel, and there's the bit. It's for boring the edge of wood for using gluing dowels. I've used the heck out of that. Back to a compressor. Joiner there. This is my cyclone dust collector. And just a quick pan of the ductwork. Goes up overhead. Goes over to the router table, over to the bandsaw, and also to the sander back there. Back over here, sorry about all the movement. It also goes down here, right into my concrete. That was kind of a psychological adventure, cutting up my basement floor. I dug a trench. I put the wiring in there, and it also is a dust collector for underneath my table saw. But no cords or dust collection on the floor. It's very nice to have that all concealed under the floor. Right there, that weird little wood contraption is a recent addition. That's my floor sweep. And up until a few days ago, I just kept a piece of plywood over the top of it. When I wanted to sweep it in there, I had to get down on my knees and take the plywood off to sweep the trash in. Now, this is crude. Opens up my floor sweep. I just hook that on there. It saves getting down on my hands and knees and opening it up. I may come up with something a little better. That cord will probably eventually break. Anyway, that's a shop tour. Oh, I recently put a finish on my lower cabinets there. Not really pleased with the way the color came out. I stained the oak face frames and then just put a clear finish on the plywood. I had no idea it would come out that dark. See, there's the upper cabinets. That's what the lower ones look like. Oh, yeah. Remember if you saw the video on this laminate flooring workbench top, I made the comment, it's like, wow, now I gotta paint my vise. Well, I did it. There it is. Nice looking vise. I do have plans to make a video on a new belt grinder. I've got this is a 1/2 horsepower motor. I've got a 3/4 horsepower, and I'm going to make this lower wheel a little bigger. I'll probably just sell that one. But been a good one though. That's an extremely handy thing to have. But anyway, that's the tour. Something to keep in mind when you are organizing a shop like this, especially if you got woodworking, if you're going to do woodworking. This right here, I got probably 8 feet on both sides of it. I can take an 8-foot long piece of wood and route the edge of it. Same with the joiner. I've got to move my planer, which is on wheels, but I've got 8 feet on both sides of it. On the outfeed and on the infeed, there's 8 feet. Now, it would be nice to have a little more than 8 feet if you had 10-foot lumber, but I've just kind of resigned myself to working with 8-foot lumber. Same with the horizontal boring jig. If I move my planer here, I've got plenty of room on both sides of it to bore the side of, or the edge of an 8-foot long piece of wood. Here's something I did with my XY table. This is just a block of wood mounted to a piece of plywood. What I do there, when I want to use my drill press for woodworking, occasionally even metalworking, I just put that in there, clamp it in my vise. The reason I do that, that's a nice table now, sacrificial, I can drill through whatever I'm drilling into the wood. But the reason I do that is because I don't want to remove my vise from my XY table. Kind of like a mill vise. It's perfectly aligned with the travel of my XY table. So, and it's positioned so that I got good travel this way and take full advantage of the travel of the XY table. Yeah, that's about it. I wish I could take questions. I can in the comments. Thanks for joining me, and be sure and subscribe and watch future videos. I got a lot more to do.